back. We said more content. We're giving you more content. That's all we do is just content, Gary V style. So Leafs beat the Oilers as always, 5-1 last night. Do we expect any different, honestly?
Well, no. We're winners. This is a cup team.
Yeah.
We win these.
Do you remember the 3-game stint against them last year where we just I think they scored one goal or something like that in 3 straight games?
It was shocking. Well, last year it was shocking, and now it's let's just keep doing that.
Yeah. Right from the start of the game, it seemed like the Oilers got off to a pretty hot start. Draisaitl missing that wide open net.
My. After he missed that, I knew we were winning the game.
Yeah, well, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Leafs at the start of the year. Just when that's the type of shot that we would, and what Matthews would do when he was coming back from his wrist injury in the first little bit. We didn't score in the first 3 or 4 games, and it was just he would take shots that he would normally score and he'd miss the net or shoot right at the goalie, and that's what it kind of reminds me of. So the Oilers will be fine. They're just going through a bit of a dry spell. Their division they're going to be top 3 in the division. It's just so bad. But another win where it's just I can't really remember the last time consistently where we've had the better goalie, and not just the better goalie, but unnoticeably for a non-hockey fan better goalie than the other team consistently.
Yeah, he was on fire. Nothing was getting past him.
Yeah,
even though we had a couple lucky bounces, but man, it was really good.
And if you just look at the shots throughout the game, they were always up by 10 throughout the entire game, and we were just putting away our chances. But I think that also says something to the fact that we're going to the net, and I think 2 of our goals were just going to the net goals of winning puck battles in front. The other ones we actually had our defenders take some shots that scored for once.
Yes.
But those are we're getting to the front of the net, and say what you want about, I think it was Dangle again who was talking about how terrible the Leafs are in front of the net. And it's I mean, I honestly don't see it. I don't see them being a bad team and getting guys out of the way. They'll let in some tip goals or they'll lose a puck battle every once in a while, Justin Hall. But it's not a consistent problem that we have trouble getting guys out of the way of our own net.
Yeah, exactly. Teams aren't going, oh yeah, this is a problem area. It's been fine. And the one goal was by crashing the net, classic. Was it
Wayne Simmons
goal? Yeah, that's just the exact goal I would picture.
Yeah, and the celebration.
Crash the net. I love that.
Yeah, exact celebration of him just sitting on the ice, just hands in the air.
Yeah. He was awesome for the whole game.
He has been this entire season. The first week he seemed a little off slow and stuff, but ever since he's looked like a fringe top 6 player, and we get to have him on the 4th line playing against other 4th line guys. Yeah. And it's this is what a great deal to have him for this year and next year.
Yeah.
When everyone was complaining, oh no, we don't need him. He provides character, he provides intensity. He is a guy that you can send out to do the dirty things that you need.
Yeah.
And it means you don't have to play a guy like Clifford because you have a Wayne Simmons who's playing at a much better level than his contract suggests.
Oh yeah. And speaking of Clifford, even he was noticeable last night.
Well, that whole 4th line,
his limited role, it was just nailing guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Brett Cini looked good.
Yeah.
Last night.
For a guy that's just coming up and getting that start, you think deer in the headlights type game, but he looked comfortable, which was really cool. It might have been because we were dominating for most of it, but that was great.
Yeah.
There was this one play, and I think it was Simmons went up and nailed this guy in the corner, and then Clifford came up, and it was like the night at the Roxbury where they're dancing and there's chicks in between. They were just rocking the guy. That I had to throw it there as my like favorite part of the game.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that you need. Like it's similar to having Fraser McLaren and Colton Orr together on the fourth line, except these guys can actually play hockey. You know, like yes. I mean, they might not be like 6'5", 240, but they still, like, in today's NHL, they're still the big guys. You know, back then it was a little bit different, but like, these guys can actually play, and Simmons can play on the power play. Kasha still looks amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I almost want to say that like Bunting looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, but like, if there's a way that every once in a while you play Kasha, Marner, and Matthews on a line, and then put Bunting on a third line with Mikheyev and Kampf, like, you know, this is the type of stuff that you can do now because Kasha and Bunting have both shown they can play on the top line, but also Austin Matthews is just next level right now.
He's just always in the perfect spot, and you can't teach that. It's just he just knows. It's crazy.
And he's now 3 goals back of Draisaitl for the league lead in goals after like starting out with like nothing, and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's Matthews. He's not the goal scorer. He's not going to win the Rocket." Like, oh man, like this, and he's playing without Mitch Marner. So for all the people that were like, Marner needs Matthews and Matthews needs Marner. He's playing with a guy who played like 3 NHL games last year and has had injuries his entire career, has played 1 season over 60 games. And he's playing with another guy who's a rookie, technically a rookie, who played in the AHL for the first 5 years of his career. And he's putting up goals every single game. Like, this guy is the second best player.
It doesn't matter who you put with him. He's getting a point.
Yeah. He's literally like Crosby, when Crosby you could play, and they would just like put whoever the fuck with him for years and he would still put up points. It was like, hey, Chris Kunitz, like, you've been like decent your entire career. Let's go with Crosby. Oh, make the Olympic team. Cool. Okay. Gensel. Who are you? Yeah. Oh, you're like a 3rd, 4th round pick. All right. Fuck. Go with Crosby. Oh, now perennial 30 goal scorer. Like, it's
going to be like that.
Yeah. And you can kind of play. And that's just like, that's what he makes $11 million for. You literally can't. And there's another stat that I want to share that I found interesting is of centers in the NHL who have taken over 200 faceoffs.
Okay.
John Tavares is 3rd in the league, and 4th in the league is Austin Matthews in faceoff percentage.
Like winning.
Wow. So it goes Bergeron, obviously, Claude Giroux 2nd, John Tavares 3rd, and Matthews 4th of guys over 200.
That's like a bunch of vets and then Matthews.
Yeah. And like Willie Nylander, who's only taken 20 draws, he's, if you count him, he's 3rd in the league too. So,
in percentage.
Yeah, in percentage.
What? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever they have to like wave a guy out, Willie comes in, and like it always seems like he wins them. So I could see that.
Yeah.
And now I guess I want to get your thoughts on the return of Mikheyev.
For a return, he looked fine. I mean, the guy's always going to be able to skate. That's never going to be an issue for him. His thing is like, can he return to be the player of his technically rookie year where he put up a few goals every once in a while? And that's going to determine how his wrist has healed from his last injury. This one wasn't a wrist injury. I'm pretty sure. I could be completely wrong.
I can't remember what his injury was.
But like, that's what it's going to come down to, is like, can he like put up a few goals every once in a while? Because Kampf is doing it. Cash on the 3rd line is doing it. Like, you don't need much from these guys. They've been shutting it down defensively. I thought he looked fine, you know, for
his first game back. Like, he didn't do anything like giving the puck away or like
but he's never been that kind. He's never been that kind of guy. The only knock on him is just like, he literally, if you replace anyone else getting his scoring chances, like they're putting the puck in the net. And last year he was getting like, I don't know how, he was like Wayne Gretzky, just getting like all the scoring chances except Wayne would actually score. And he just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Or other defenders were like, hey, it's Mikheyev. Let's just leave him alone. He's not going to fucking score anyways. He was one of the two.
Like, oh, he has a breakaway? I'm just going to slow up.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're also not catching him anyways, even if you wanted to. But no, I thought he looked good. But the other thing too, just like, is Brett Seney, Joey Anderson to a lesser degree, Alex Steves, and who else have they brought up to play a few games? It's not coming to. Oh, Semyonov, who's gone. But like between Steves, Anderson, and Seney, and that's not even counting Robertson, who's going to come back. Like they have depth pieces, and this is the pieces they need when two guys are out of their lineup. Yeah, and these guys are coming in and playing like Seney. I'll admit when Adam Brooks was lost, I was like, oh no, I kind of like he was a fine fourth line player. He had good energy. He was a Leafs fan. I always like guys who are Leafs fans before. Yeah. And like Seney is Adam Brooks, you know, like it's just one of those things where it's just a reminder of how replaceable like 12th forward, 13th forward guys are in the NHL. Yeah. When you can bring, they're just trying guys from the AHL out, you know, at this point. It's just, you know,
and they've all played well, which is the crazy thing.
Yeah. And with
like,
confidence.
You think one of them would just suck and you're like, this is why we have to keep these guys healthy. But now you have some flexibility. Yeah, you're right.
And it just shows like the difference between an NHL 12th on like a good team isn't too far off between an NHL 13th on a good team. You know, like as long as none of the big four get injured in the playoffs, and let's include like Muzz and Brody, like the big four defensemen too. You'll be fine because all of these guys can just come up and fill in 8 minutes a game, bring some energy, hits. You know, like, and Seney's not going to be a long-time NHLer, you know, like these are guys that you can just replace. And because we have such good relationships with like the leagues over the sea, right, in Europe, like you can just bring guys over like Semyonov every single year on League Min. And basically, I actually really like what Dubas has done, where he's like, look, if you don't fit here, we'll send you back. No harm done. We're not going to hold you here, or we'll trade you to a team who can actually use you. And they've done it with Barabanov. They've done it with Semyonov. They've done it with, Ozhiganov. They did it with Lettinen last year. So it's just like, that's a good recipe to like develop relationships with guys who's like, hey, I want to play for the top ranked team in the league, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the top ranked team in terms of revenue in the league, Toronto Maple Leafs now. Like, it's just the perfect recipe to fill up your roster. Yeah. You know,
and it's like, we're going to a good organization where the top guys aren't going to screw you over like some of these other ones. So.
And if one guy hits once in every 10 years, you're winning, you know, like time. And Semyonov, he's back in Russia now, but like he was fine. But like the drop off between a guy like Seney and Semyonov is whatever. You know, so I don't know. I'm excited about like all the depth options. I like how they're doing it and just giving guys a shot. Giving them some NHL pay too. That builds relationships within the organization as well. You know, Dahlstrom, I don't think he's probably going to play with the Leafs this season unless things go really wrong. But like bring guys like that up, practicing with them. That's just like, I really like how management is treating this season, just giving guys a chance and like not freaking out when two of their guys are gone. Just like, hey, let's make a trade of giving away more draft picks, you know?
Yeah. I feel like they were afraid to do that in like previous years because we'd always be like, let's see some of these young guys or like even any AHLers, and we just seem to never do it. But now it's like they have like the perfect system.
We'll take it. And it makes like injuries at this part of the season almost seem like, I don't want to say a blessing, but I'm going to say like Spezza's suspension wasn't all bad because guy needs rest anyways. You know, like you don't want to have to be bearing. That's what we see every year with Muzzin. That's why like I wouldn't honestly mind every once in a while just giving Muzzin a night off. You know,
I think he needs it.
Yeah, he's making some poor decision making. There was one play, the Draisaitl miss on the wide open net was Muzzin's fault, and it's just like you can say he's injured, but that doesn't explain poor decision.
It's been a while since we've been saying that, so it's like, oh,
yeah,
he need some rest or something.
Or you fucking just him and Liljegren for good, and his his stats with Liljegren is like 8 points higher than with Hall. And I think him and Sandin was like still in between there. So it's just like, don't play him with Hall.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially because Hall's so unpredictable right now. Man. You gotta
Hasn't actually had the most time on the ice last game.
Yeah, and see,
that's wild.
If you're winning 4-1, I know it's like we haven't been able to hold the lead very well recently. And I know Leafs fans are like hell bent on like what happened in Boston years ago. Yeah. But like if you're winning 4-1, don't play Muzzin the most on the team, you know?
Or he does need that like positive gameplay. Because you're up 4-1, so you're killing them. So it's like, all right, yeah, get out there. This team's defeated.
Right, but it's just like the thing you have to watch most is like I would rather have rested Muzzin for the playoffs because he gets hurt every year, and that's basically when we drop off.
Yeah,
every single year because he's the perfect playoff guy, and he'll figure it out. Like I don't think he's also old enough with cup experience and seems like a super mature dude that like. Yeah, you can do what you said with like Mitch Marner, for example, you know, give him some confidence in a game that you're winning, put him out there, get a couple goals. But with a guy like Muzzin, he's going to be fine. You know, he has more of a mindset where like, and I also find it funny that like we love Muzzin so much that even though he's been making some really poor decisions, we're like, we're like, it's fine. He'll figure it out.
Paul does the same play. We're like, trade him
for anything. I don't care what you trade him for. I would rather.
Muzzin's been getting ripped on Twitter.
Has he?
Yeah, he's been getting killed. But that was before the Blackhawks game. I haven't really looked at much Leafs Twitter since then.
Right.
Probably should. Everyone would be pumped. But
Leafs Twitter is also incredibly toxic. So if you want to be happy, probably stay off Leafs because there's a lot of people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Man, we still need to bring back that terrible tweet of the week. Maybe we'll do it tonight for our for everyone listening. We'll
go hunting for one.
Yeah. I know we've kind of got into some of the topics we're going to talk about on the podcast. Din's going to be with us, so we'll reiterate it all then. But yeah, we're going to have a podcast tonight for all the listeners, and we'll go over some terrible tweets of the week because I've seen a few, and sometimes I just screenshot them because I'm like, I don't want to like them and have them.
I stopped tagging you guys on the Facebook ones because they're really awesome.
Facebook is way worse than Twitter because it's all the boomers. Boomers don't have Twitter, so they're just like, Dubas is he's just a nerd with glasses, analytics. The guys don't even know what analytics is. Like, oh man,
why isn't Clifford getting the most play time? Getting someone tough.
Yeah, put Clifford in front of the net on the power play like the good old days. Fuck. Anyways, we'll get some bad tweets tonight. We're gonna have Din on again. But overall, good game. This is the type of games that just expect the Leafs to play.
The fun ones to watch.
Yeah, and like we had some defensive breakdowns and we had some bad plays, but for the most part, I haven't looked at the goal chances differential between the two teams. But from the eye test, it seemed like even though we had like 10 less shots or something like that, we had a lot more scoring opportunities than the Oilers, which like you take shots from the outside, you give them shots all day, you know, and that's what always frustrated me with the Leafs back in the day is like we would always outshoot the other teams, and I'd be like, how are we not like we're outshooting every single game, and it's like we were taking bad shots. Like those were the years when like Phil Kessel would rip in, and he scored some. He had a great shot, but like take terrible shots from like the side of that. Dion Phaneuf would shoot missing that by 10 feet or like go right into the goalie's pads. The Jason Blake years when he would literally from like just under the hash marks take a shot right, and it's like hey, you like one good season doing that, and then it was just trash from then on. Like that. So now we're just all of our shots seem like they're either going to be from like an angle where we just want an offensive start and like we're just getting into the goalie's pads, starting the offensive zone, which, as we just talked about, Tavares and Matthews are third and fourth in the league in faceoff percentage. So you want to start them in the offensive zone, so they're going to win the faceoff, get a good opportunity. So it's just like a perfect recipe for success. Anyways,
our breakouts are unreal. Like every time we're leaving our zone, I'm like, it just looks beautiful, and they just get into perfect spots to get into those shooting opportunities.
Do you remember the years when instead of breaking it out, we would just ice the puck?
Oh my God.
The Ron Hainsey special. It was just like literally just
pass, baby.
Yeah. And now I don't know if they do it in practice religiously, but that flick in the air and it always lands like a foot from the icing perfectly. Mitch Marner is so good at that, at flicking the puck up and not having it go too far. But like they must practice that in practice because
you would have to. There's no way anyone knows the like perfect strength to
and that's so helpful because it's enough. It's like in football when you want to waste time and a punter just kicks really high in the air to waste all the time, and then you have a chance for a line change. You can still rush the puck because the defenseman's like slowing down, doesn't know where the puck's going to land. It's just like that has helped them so much recently. And I love this team right now, but we'll get more into it when tonight.
This one went pretty long.
Sorry everybody, but we'll see you later. Peace out.